G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 15 of our Hardcore Death Knight achievement run. And this episode, we are going to be starting on the right-hand side of Homestead. So, make sure you have picked up your Black Legion insignias that you may have banked, and 3 Chthonic Seals of Binding, if you have them. And let's get underway. And we picked up these quests here, obviously, last episode, and we are going to go and do those now. So at this point as well, shrines, or totems rather, are definitely something you can do. And I believe it's just here. There may have been a totem. You want to be doing these because you can get upgraded weapons dropping from them. Level 55 is the current version. You could also get a level 71 in a few levels obviously, but level 70 will be the next one available. So if you're not at least level 68 or so, it's probably not going to drop. What was that? That was iron bits, that's what that was. Alright, and we'll just yell at everybody. Okay. So I'm not as familiar with the Kaiman's Chosen questline as I am with the Death's Vigil one, because, well, who does Kaiman's Chosen, am I right? So I'm going to go in here and pick up the first one. I'm pretty sure it's... yeah, here's the seals. Alright. And then we kill Bolvar, I think it is. Yeah, kill Bolvar. And then I believe after that they send us into the castle. But don't quote me on that, because like I said, I'm not as familiar with this questline as I am with the Death's Vigil. With that said, heading into the Blood Grove itself, we don't really care about the Devotion Shrine in there anymore. We are fully maxed out on Devotion points, so we can pretty much ignore that. But there are 3 totems in here, which we can go and find. And totems have loot and XP. There's one of them now. I think that's going to be in the secret area behind the waterfall in the next area near the mill. It may, however, be right along the edge of this area, so I am going to go and check. I do see another one just up there, and this will be my last Black Legion insignia. Now I could go and turn this in now, but I'm going to finish this area, and yeah, it is in the secret area. I'm going to finish this area without turning it in, so as I can pick some up for ultimate. Not that I'm expecting it to be particularly difficult when we get to ultimate to find the rest, but you know, it's done now, so I won't need to mess with it. Okay, we'll send the villagers back to Homestead. I'll pop these for another insignia. And this, once again, this is an area you can go into if you want to. There are quests in there, but we're not doing those quests because our objective is to get the hardcore achievements, and it's very difficult to get those if you're dead because you went into optional hard areas and got yourself killed. So we're not going to do that. We are instead going to walk straight past it and tell the rovers to go and pound sand. I mean, go and, you know, decurse Mogdrugan's Shrine on their own. Right, Turtle Shell getting a level up. Ideally, I never want to see that proc, and hopefully it never will. I am seeing the Chthonian Tyrants here, and they did drop one of the axes, so I'll have a look at that. But the one I have is more than good enough, honestly. Okay, what do we get? Charged of the Abomination, so that's not happening. Did, however, get a Bloodbound Ointment, which I think is that Chaos Resist or Chaos Damage? It is Resistance, nice. And the Glyph of the Winter Fox is for movement. Speaking of movement, I do remember that I'm still missing a movement skill off of my medal. I will be getting a basically a Blitz clone or a Shadow Strike clone, and we'll be using that in the city of Malmouth to farm the Krieg set, which we will be doing in Elite. You can actually farm Krieg set from level 75. Potentially 73, I'm not 100% sure on exactly how the leveling works. I believe it's when the monsters hit level 75, so that should be 73 or 74 for character level. But either way, we are about, let's say 13 levels away, and obviously an entire act or two before we can actually get there. But we will be farming that set in Elite. Now, I did have a question with regards to that. Now, typically it's going to take about 3 to 5 hours worth of farming to get the full Krieg set. It will, of course, depend on your luck. I have farmed it in a little over an hour and a half before, but generally it seems to take me around 3 to 5 hours most of the time. Are you guys interested in actually having me show that farming, or would you prefer more of a recap kind of thing? If I do show it, it will probably be 3, maybe as many as 4 episodes of kind of optional content, and there wouldn't be much talking. So at the moment I'm leaning towards more of a kind of a montage kind of thing, where I jam 5 hours worth of farming into, 2 or 3 minutes worth of here's the last force wave it took to kill it, and here's what it dropped, sort of thing. If you have an opinion on that, let me know in the comments below, and if you don't care, if no one seems to care, then I'll probably do the montage thing. But I did say at the start of this series that I would be showing everything, and farming Krieg set is part of everything. But yeah, what I'm thinking at the moment is 1, maybe 2 full playthroughs, and follow that up with the montage. But yeah, if you have any strong opinions or a preference, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, it's going to end up being the montage. Okay. Now, I don't think I need anything from the secret shop, but if I did, it's up here. I'm pretty sure I don't need anything from there. There's no blueprints or anything that I want. Although I'm sure if I went there, there would be one, and I would be very excited to find it. But we're going to leave that for now and head down to the mill. And also there is that totem behind the waterfall that I want to kill. So if you look on the map, you will see this kind of pointy bit here. This part here, that's where you're going to go around here into the Shrine of the Forgotten God. And we're going to do our Void Touch totem. Now, if you're lucky, you can get some of the local wildlife, as it were, to attack the Chthonians. Doesn't look like I was lucky. Also, kind of doesn't look like it matters. Because, I'm huge. So I just kill it all. Right, so I am looking for, I think, boots. If I don't find any new boots, I do have the elite version of these Legion Greaves available at level 70, I think. So we could use those. There's also the elite Legion gloves as well, but ideally I would like to find something with better stats. Obviously not the end of the world if we can't, and there's always the... do I still have them? I don't think I have them, but there's always the blue boots. The I can't remember what they're called. There's physical boots anyway. We can use those. Comes with like a stomp attack on it. I can't remember what they're called, but they exist, and I'm sure I will find another pair of them. Okay, so we are at the mill here, and we're just going to clean this out. Not expecting any great problems here. We did get Ny'kazul though, so thanks for the free loot. 10 of 18, are we done here? I think we might be done here. Yeah, beautiful. And here is our next... Oh, hang on, kill this guy immediately. Anything with Arcane on it just basically has the ability to turn off your buffs, which for this build is not going to be anywhere near as big of a deal as it would be for something like a Spellbreaker, for example, where a lot of your defenses comes from Maven Sphere and the avoidance on your, what is it called, Shadow Dance. But for us, we would lose some health, some offensive and defensive ability, and attack speed. I don't think... Do we even need that to be capped? We would lose 4% Aether Res. And some attack speed. So, yeah, it's not going to be fun, but we would hardly be crippled if we did lose all of our buffs. Okay, I'm going to clear... Actually, you know what? This is elite. I don't care. There's other totem spawn locations here, but I'm not planning on farming this, so it can stay hidden in the Fog of War. Now, I am going to run up the road to Darkvale Gate. I will kill... what is her name? I'm horrible with names today. Zarya. I'm going to kill Zarya. I'll step inside the castle proper and grab the Rift Gate, and then we're going to go back and turn in the Kaiman's Chosen quests. This village is actually pretty good for farming. You are guaranteed 1 treasure trove and 1 dynamite in this village, and there's also a decent chance that you will get a totem as well. There are 3 totems split between sort of Sorrow's Bastion just here. There's 1 totem potentially down here. So 3 totems split between this section, and usually you can find at least 2 of them in the Bloodgrove section. But they may be up here in the village as well. Okay. Deathrite Handguards, nope. But I will eat the recipes. Yep. Yeah, potentially you could have a totem here, but we've already found all 3, I think, of the totems that would be available. Yeah, 1 behind the waterfall. No, there should be 1 more. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. So where I found the treasure trove just there, that's the first place it could be. It could also be in this house just here, the last one before the bridge, and then the final place it could be is in this building here. Okay, so coming up to Zarya, in Elite, if your resistances are not maxed, she is really, really going to hurt you. You kind of got a taste of it in Normal. If her crystals managed to fire at you, you would have taken a chunk of damage. In Elite and in Ultimate, you really, really feel it. But my resistances are fine, so let's just kill her. If you're worried about it when she summons the crystals, you can just kill them, but they weren't going to be alive long enough to actually do anything. Okay, I did see an item of the kings there, so I am interested in that. Of blades, no. Where are we? Boots of the kings? Here we go. Alright. Mighty of Kings. Now, I want to use this. It has more armor, it has more health, it actually has +2 to Warcry, which is very nice. But mostly, I want that 10% total speed proc there. So, is this going to ruin my resistances? Only cold. Which means I can go strip this off. Before I do that though, let's go in here and get the Rift Gate. Right, so back to Devil's Crossing. I'll take that, is that cold res? It is, dense fur, yep. I'll take that off, keep the add-on, yes I'm sure. And we chuck that on there. So, resistance is still maxed, and now I have a 10% all speed and 85% all damage, which, yeah, it's okay. But that's a really nice proc. Let's go ahead and... No, you know what? I'm not getting your notes for you. I was thinking that might have been the dynamite quest. Okay, let's get rid of all this lovely, lovely green iron bits. Do want to keep my little ring collection here. Although, as always, it's a very nice ring collection that I will probably never use. But, we'll see, I guess. Okay. I am going to head back to Homestead? Actually, while I'm here, we'll talk to Barnabas. Okay, quest complete. So he's nice and happy. We'll head up to Homestead. There'll be a quest or two we can turn in there. We cleared the mill out, collected all of their dog tags, so we can turn those in. Okay, so now we have to kill Karoz. Yep, there they are. Now I do have 5 left over this time, so when I get to Ultimate, as soon as I pick that quest up, I can just immediately turn it in. So I don't have to worry about that anymore, which is lovely. And let's just go ahead and chuck all these rare crafting components in. Alright, beautiful. So now we can head to Sora's Bastion. We can tell them all about how we killed Bolivar. And then get the next quest, which I think is to go into Fort Harran, is it? Anyway, the fort instead of the mine. Where are we? Bolivar's dead. Yeah, kill Ravok. Okay. So from here, we'll go back to the Blood Grove. And if you were doing the Death's Vigil, which I strongly recommend against, but if you happen to be doing it because you took Necromancer before before you got to pick which side you were on, or you know maybe you just prefer it, that's fine as well. Then you'll be going into the mine here. It's flooded with Aether Fire, and I wish you the best of luck. So this mine here, which as you can see is heavily filled with Aether Fire. Now if you know where you're going, it's perfectly safe, but it's a risk that you don't need to take, so we're not going to do it. Okay, we can pretty much skip all of this. As much as I enjoy killing NPCs, it doesn't really serve much purpose aside from XP, which I guess that is a good purpose. Alright. Getting a decent proc rate on Assassin Blade here. What is our crit chance? 11%. That's decent. I would say if you get below 5%, you probably want to start aggressively hunting for offensive ability, but it's probably fine until that point. There are too many mooks clogging up the doorway. Alright, so there's always free dynamite in here. I think there might actually be 2 in here, but there's at least 1. And the usual one is sort of up here. Let's see if it's here. Yeah, it is. So 2 free dynamite. And let's just go ahead and kill him. I'll yell at his friends again in a second and they should all ragdoll across the screen. Well, not quite ragdoll, unfortunately. Alright. That's the end of our good friend there. So we'll go turn this in. Next up should be the Ashes, which we can go do when we get there. Okay, I have slain the Necromancer. I must rest. Okay, I'm done resting. Done resting, where's the next quest? It's you, isn't it? Father Kaiman? Well, I can at least get some free XP. 1750 times 2, that's actually pretty good. Do I not have enough reputation with these guys, or what? I'm confused. I think maybe I have to slay Karoz, perhaps? I'm not sure what's going on there. I expected them to give me the next quest. That's fine. We will go and slay Karoz, and then we'll see how they feel about us after that. Okay, Darkvale Gate, not particularly threatening if your Chaos Resistances and probably your Vitality Res as well. As long as that's all under control, you should be fine. There is, down here, some loot. Come in here, there's some hidden spoils. As usual, you're not going to get anything amazing out of that more than likely. But, I don't know, I like popping those chests. For no particular reason. Because like I said, you're never going to get, well, not never, but rarely are you going to get anything you can even use out of them. But, I just enjoy it. Okay, getting a couple of Seals of Binding back is very nice. Did just hit Honored with Kaiman's Chosen. So next time we're there, we'll hopefully remember to buy the Merit. Or the Writ, or whatever. I think it's called a Writ. Regardless, I'll buy it next time I'm there. If you want to, there is a guaranteed dynamite in this little top section here. There it is. Yeah, let's go get it. Why not? I'm just here for the dynamite, guys. Okay, there's 64. One more level, and we can put on our Ashes of Malmoth, or Malmoth Resistance stuff, as it were. Okay, so we've kind of soft-capped squad tactics and field command and break morale, and we're actually a decent bit over on Warcry, but that's fine. You could also put a few more points in Scars of Battle. So if you mouse over armor rating here, you see that the rightmost column that says armor absorption, that is the percentage of your armor that you can actually use. So if we could get that to 100%, then we would be able to use all of our, what's that, 1827 armor rating on average. 90% plus is okay, but if we put 2 points in there, now we're at 96%, it's just a little bit more armor, and there's other stuff on that too, stun, bleed, freeze duration, it's all good stuff. The other option you have is you could start putting points into Blindside, or you could keep putting points into Necromancer, and actually I was doing Necromancer, so we'll continue doing Necromancer. From memory, I needed a little bit more spirit to wear one of those rings that I've been collecting. But stats in general is not a horrible thing to have. So, 2 more there. Still can't wear that ring, but we are getting closer. If you wanted to, you could bring spirit up to 10. I haven't really had too much in the way of issues with spirit. And if you do have problems with it, you can always just get an item with whatever the spirit version of the eagle or of the boar is. Okay. So, Karoz. We should be fine to kill him. We have more than enough healing when we get hit. We have more than enough just flat regeneration. We are very tanky. We should be fine. But should is a little risky. So, when you come in here, before you go in to fight Karoz, make sure your resistances are under control. Consider using a Royal Jelly Potion. So, there's one that'll give you percentage health. There's 2 that will give you regeneration. Consider throwing those on. It definitely can't hurt, and a lot of the times they'll just be sitting in your stash doing nothing anyway. You're going to be very upset with yourself if you go in there with 62% resistances and you had a potion sitting in your stash doing nothing, and then you die. So, if your resists are not maxed, go get them maxed. There's basically no reason not to at this point. And I know I say it all the time, but I'm sure there's going to be someone out there who goes in here with uncapped resistances, ends up dying, and then complains that I didn't mention it this one time. Alright, let's eat that, and continue along our merry way. Learned how to craft terror. Okay, and probably never will. So just in here, you've got this one secret thing, and then up here is a hidden spoils as well. So a little bit of extra loot. Again, you're not going to get anything good out of that most of the time, but it's just fun. All this stuff in here, you can fight it or skip it, up to you. I'll probably end up killing most of it. Alright, so into Karoz. First form, not very threatening. We can just pretty much yell at him and just kill him. He should go down fairly quickly. Although I've definitely killed him faster on other builds. As soon as the extras come up, wait a second until you can target Karoz himself, then shout. Make sure you're using Blitz on cooldown as well. And he will put gunk on the floor underneath you. Make sure as soon as you see that, you get out of it. And if he's still alive and puts his little tentacle things up out of the floor, go ahead and run over here and do it again. And if he puts more up, then you can hide in the side room. You don't want to be near those things, and especially if you see the crystals, target the crystals or run away. I can't remember if you can actually kill them, but most crystals you can. You definitely don't want to get blasted by his crystals while you're having your resistances shredded by his curse and standing in the tentacles taking even more, which I think they do % health damage. I could be wrong though. Either way, it's bad juju. Oh, here's those physical boots that I was talking about earlier. 6% physical resistance. I thought they had physical damage as well. I guess it was just the ground stomp. As always, when you do beat Karoz, make sure you come out here and get the Rift Gate, because if you don't, you're going to be walking through the entire castle again, and it's going to be empty this time. It's going to be very boring. Okay, let's go turn this in, and we'll see if the Kaiman's Chosen have a new quest for us. I'm pretty sure they will? Question mark? Okay, what do we get? War Chief's Glory, a belt. That's not horrible. Unfortunately, it's not +1 to soldier skills, so I'm going to be selling it. Okay. Let's see, what do we got? Watermaster, yeah, you can buy stuff. Here we go, buy all my junk, please. And we'll put the rest in the bank. Okay. And where are we going? Sora's Bastion. Let's see if we can't pick up that quest. This will be the last time I try. If I'm being honest, I actually don't care about Kaiman's Chosen. If they never get to Revered, I'm pretty okay with that. We would be missing some adornments, or not adornments, they're called augments. We would be missing some augments, but I just don't think I care. Okay, there we go. That was probably available before, and I was just derping. As far as their armor adornments, what have they got? Vitality Chaos, that one's actually not bad. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. So this one's okay. The rest is trash. I would never use these. These are okay, but again, I don't think I would use them. However, I did say I would buy the Writ, so we can use that, and also I don't need that many mana potions. Okay, so our quest now from the Kaiman's Chosens is to get the ashes. To get the ashes, we have to get to Fort Ikon, so let's go for a bit of a run. And button 4 is still not a movement speed skill. Eventually I'm going to remember that. Just in time to go back to playing the Spellbreaker and forget to use Shadow Dance and die. Why is there nothing to blitz to? There's always something to blitz to. It's usually a pack just here as well. That's crazy. Okay, so heading this way, I like to hit... I'm going to ignore that totem. I like to hit this little cold section here with the Aether Crystals, and I like to kill Childred. Just because he's made out of loot, and I like loot. So, a couple of crystals as well is very nice. We are at the point now where I'm pretty sure Wooden Krieg's laboratory will scale with you all the way to level 100. So if you actually need Aether Clusters or Aether Crystals or Aether Shards or Dynamite, then you can go farm that pretty much all the way to 100. And we will be in Act 1 Ultimate long before we get to 100. Well, at least in theory. I guess if you were super unlucky farming Krieg's set, then it could potentially take you until 100. I would be very, very surprised if that could happen though. But at least in theory, it is possible that they just never drop and you keep killing everything over and over again. Anyway. What do we got? One little note, and on our way. Now we are also at the point where we can do the Hidden Path quest in Elite. That will get us an attribute point and a skill point. I will do that, but I think for now I'm going to leave it. I'm kind of hoping for a new helmet with better stats. So hated with the Ethereals, not really a big deal. What's going to be a big deal is when we get to farming for the Krieg set and we get Nemesis with the Ethereal Vanguard in Elite. That's going to be a problem. It will depend again how many times you have to try and kill Ternox and Krieg and Valexteria. If they drop them quickly for you, you probably won't have Nemesis with them, but if it takes a little longer, you could be playing with Archmage Alexander in Elite. Okay, so Forsaken, no problems at all here. Stand still, force wave our way to victory. So we are starting to get a decent number of purples as well. Obviously that's not something I'm interested in, but purples are dropping. So if you're getting some nice purples, just do be aware that just because it's purple, it's not necessarily good. And you do want to be wearing stuff with armor and resistances over just being the color purple. Okay. Like I said, I'm on the lookout for another helmet as well, so I'll kill a few extras here. But unfortunately it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting my new helmet. If you need, what are these things called? Chthonic Seals of Binding. If you need them, Tomb of Korvax, where to go to get them. I am actually going to go and do a quick run through there now, because the MI metal that we're using also drops from in there. So I'm going to see if I can't get something a little better than what I have. We'll see what drops, if anything. Okay, heading in. Now this place is really good for killing Chthonics, specifically the ones that drop the seals. So these Doomsayers drop seals. I think the Void Callers can too. Pretty much anything with a yellow name has a good chance. I mean, I've killed that first pack and I have 3 of them already or something like that. So you can get a pretty good number of them in here. I think the most I ever had was 11 or 12 from a full clear. I'm not planning on doing a full clear, but I will kill a lot of them. I say I'm not planning on a full clear, it might just happen by accident. It is good that we're kind of standing in all this mess, and the health bar is kind of just not moving. So we are fairly sturdy, even against chaos damage, but we should be even more sturdy against physical. Okay. We want to kind of head up this way, fight the ghouls instead of the Chthonics. I haven't gone far enough. Can I dash? Nope, can't blitz over there, unfortunately. So yeah, it looks like this is not going to be a complete clear of the area, but it's going to be pretty close. Just because of how the doors have been blocked off to various areas. I'll probably end up killing most of this stuff. Which is fine. Everybody loves XP, right? There's another seal of binding. Okay. We should be getting into ghoul territory pretty soon. A lot of Chthon, that's pretty good too. There's another seal. That's 3 more seals. Surprising. If you wanted to go around here, you could, and there is a little secret area under this bridge. It's a little bit out of the way for me. I'm just going to go kill, what's his name, Havel? Yeah, Havel. Go kill him. See if he drops me a new medal, and then we're going to rift out. You can, if you want, come in here a couple of times. You will use those seals of binding if you're interested in it, and getting yourself a decent medal at this stage is probably not an awful idea. Not the end of the world if you don't, though. Just take whatever drops, I guess. Okay, aggressive of vitality. That seems pretty good to me. Aggressive is going to be offensive ability. So what did we end up with? A chunk more chaos, but less elemental, so I don't think I can actually use that. But I will hang on to it, because that is a lot of chaos resistance. And much bigger numbers. That 6% offensive ability is also quite nice. So, anyway, I'll take that scavenge plating. You know what? I'll pop this chest as well. Excuse me, you're in the way of my chest. Okay, and we will be on our way. So, back to the Asterkarn Valley. Don't care at all about that ruined shrine. And we've already done the totem for this area, so we can quite literally just run through this whole area. We don't have to kill anything. Although I am going to kill whoever that is. There's another purple item that I'm not going to use. Do you have a hat? He doesn't have a hat. I am looking at the XP bar and the number 64. And I know that I have some really nice gear upgrades coming in about 10% of a level. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to drop a portal here and continue on to Fort Ikon. And then I will come back after I've hit 65 probably. I would be very surprised actually if I can't hit 65 just from quest turn-ins at Fort Ikon. Easy peasy. Okay, so coming up to Fort Ikon's Rift Gate, we will have to fight for it, and there should be a couple of champions, or heroes, or whatever you want to call them. So we're going to have to fight all that. I do like seeing the Flesh Warped Commanders. Unfortunately, they don't want to drop a hat for me. Let's just turn the loot off for a moment. This guy should have climbed out of the floor a little quicker. He might have got to actually do something. I was standing in goop there, which is not ideal, but apparently it didn't matter. And this is where it starts getting dangerous on hardcore, because you get used to being this brick that can just tank the entire world, and then all of a sudden you're dead out of nowhere, and you have no idea why. And it's because you got overconfident, and you stood in things that you shouldn't have. And go ahead and ask me how I know. Although I'm pretty sure you can guess. Alright, we'll vendor all this stuff, and then we will go talk to Creed. Give me 65. No, that's not 65 at all. Okay. Well then. Isn't that unfortunate? I guess we're gonna have to go and do the ashes without all the fancy armor. Which, I mean, it's fine, but I kind of wanted that armor. We'll get it pretty quickly though once we're in there. That's fine. I'll probably just do this whole section and then go get the armor. Although, having said that, best practices for hardcore, always use the best stuff you have. Probably better if I go put the armor on once I have access to it. Should be in one, or maybe two more of these little rooms, or potentially once I get to a totem. Can I just yell these away? Can... kind of? Aether Fire Deathwatcher's Pendant of Aether. That sounds like it might actually be a decent item. Where are we? Deathwatcher's Pendant. My Aether Fire is burn as well, is it? Okay. That's not horrible though. Some sort of Aether Spellbinder or Apostate perhaps. Could be good. Unfortunately, it's not very good for a Death Knight. So it's no good for me. Alright, so we yell at things, continue on our way. And immediately, I'm going back to Fort Ikon. I am going to put that armor on. It's definitely worth taking the time to do it. I would have been fine without it. We would have just walked through that place like we owned it anyway, but yeah. There's no reason not to. How is our resistances? Our resistances are fine. Did we just get extra stuff? Aether and Chaos in exchange for Pierce resistance. Yeah, I think we just got extra stuff. So I'm going to go melt these and get my components back. But otherwise, we just got a ton of extra armor and health and all that fun stuff. Keep that add-on, sure, sure. Keep that add-on. There we go. We do look a little bit ridiculous, but, you know, can fix that. Let's see. What were we wearing before? This is all blue stuff. There we go. Legion chest guard. And we could do Legion shoulders. Legion pauldrons. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Alright. And did I clear my rift? I did. Every time. Okay, alright. Well, it's been a while since I've done that actually, so... I guess we'll go on a bit of a run. I'm going to pause it here, and I'll bring you back when I've got back to where I was. And we're back. Sorry about that. That's reasons why I usually say something about it. Okay, so we're back in the Tomb of Archon Bartholem, and continuing deeper in. Like I said, I'm not expecting any challenges in here. The last boss does a ton of cold damage from memory, cold and vitality, but all our resistances are maxed. We do a ton of self-healing. This is not going to be difficult. We also don't need to go into the little secret area. We don't need the devotion shrines in there anymore, and we don't need the medal that drops from the guy at the end, so we can pretty much just walk through here like we own the place, and anyone who tries to stop us is basically just going to explode. Okay, loose ends. I don't think I... Yeah, I couldn't have grabbed that in normal, otherwise it wouldn't be there. Alright. So, last boss here, we'll just basically walk in, kick the door down, and take what we're here for. I'm going to round all this up and yell it to death, though. Okay, in we go. There we go. Here he is. Malkadar, champion of the Death's Vigil. Has he made the health bar move yet? A little bit, a little bit. Oh, he got frozen. Okay. Anyway, that's the end of him. Let's go ahead and grab the ashes and all of the loot, and we'll be on our way. Took a little bit longer than it should have because, you know, derp. But, yeah, that's done. Okay. Back to Fort Ikon. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go turn this in so I don't do like last time and run the entire dungeon again thinking that I didn't have the ashes yet. Because that would be a very silly thing to do. And we don't do silly things here on this channel. It's a very serious channel. It's not at all being run by a Muppet. Okay. Let's go ahead and vendor all this. What are you? That's a decent chunk of offensive ability, but no, you can have that. And all of this stuff as well. Okay, let's give them their own back. Yes, I have them here. What's next? Okay, I shouldn't have actually accepted that. I am not going to slay Bane Gargoth. I don't think you can even get rid of quests once you've accepted them. Hang on. Let's find out. What is it called? Braving the Void. Yep, we're stuck with that one forever now. It's going to annoy me for the rest of Elite. Don't bother accepting that. We are not going to fight Bane Gargoth. We are, however, going to go and clear out the Fort Ikon Armory. And then, how are we doing? Okay, so someone said in the comments earlier, or on one of the earlier episodes, that we should go and unlock the Outcast. And we definitely could do that. The problem is that would delay us getting to Revered with Black Legion. Because every quest you do for the Outcast is minus some amount of reputation with Black Legion. And Black Legion is one of the most important ones to get to Revered as soon as you can. The other one being the Mammoth Resistance. So I personally don't think it really matters, because same as Kerman's Chosen, actually don't care if we never get Revered with the Outcast. I mean, we will, but it doesn't actually matter if it never happens. How's that? No. Level 70? Decent armor? Probably not. Yeah, so for those two reputations, it just doesn't matter if they never get to Revered, because we don't really use any of their stuff. And because of that, you know, it just... you'd be slowing down your progress on a reputation. I mean, granted, 250 is not a big deal, but it's 250, that's what, 5 of these dudes. You're slowing down your reputation gain on a faction that you really do want as soon as you can get it, in exchange for unlocking a reputation that, let's be honest, just don't care about. This is a decently nice armor as well, so it is heavy, and it gives you 20% chaos res and some attack damage converted to health. I wore this on, I think it was the Templar, and it's pretty good. Unfortunately, I did say no purples, which, I mean, I guess I should amend that to no purples until Kriegs, or until 94, because if I can't wear the Krieg set, then there's no point farming it. But yeah, no purples for this build until we get to Kriegs. But yeah, that is a pretty good chest. And if you have been finding purples, like I said, use them, but just don't get too excited. It's not better just because it's purple. Could be better, but it's going to be because the stats are better, not because the color is better. Alright, so we are about halfway through, or I guess it's a little bit more than halfway through now. And Elite Lucius is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but he still basically boils down to the same thing. And that is, kill him before you get hit by a meteor. And that's basically it. So he will shoot balls of Aether at you, then he'll do a flamethrower, then he'll do the meteors. And I think I will have to dodge one set of meteors, and that'll be it. Okay, so there's the balls. There's the flamethrower. Next one's going to be the meteors, and he didn't even get to do it. So that's a legendary shield I'm not going to use. Let's pop these chests and take our green item. For those who are interested in the loot, this is what it is. Decent as far as shields go, I guess, but not for this build. Okay, so now we will go and blow the wall up, and we do have the supplies which we are going to give to the Black Legion, which will reduce our reputation with Homestead, but again, Black Legion is, if I could pick exactly one reputation to get to Revered and none of the others could ever get there, I would probably pick Black Legion. So, where are we? Yep. So yeah, always take Black Legion if you can. And like I said, there's my 250 minus with Homestead. Okay, let's go ahead and stash all of our excess loot. Some scrap. What else we got we can put away? I think that's about it. And that's going to be it for this episode. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.